so long it's like alchemy.
All right, here we go. 6 questions from this upcoming Western Conference Finals series, Warriors-Spurs. I'm going to do it on a matchup basis. Obviously, these things will change as the series goes on and coaches adjust. Question 1. Will Steph Curry and Patty Mills guard each other? Now, in the past, we've seen a lot of cross matchups. Danny Green, will he perhaps take Steph Curry? But the problem is with this death lineup and 4 All-Stars, you don't have anywhere to hide anybody. That would mean Patty Mills would be on Klay Thompson, and that could be extremely problematic. So Patty Mills and Steph Curry, I assume, will match up. The problem is with a smaller guard like Patty Mills is Steph is just able to rise up and shoot over him. We've seen it with CP3 in the past and even Shelvin Mack in this previous series. Now, Patty Mills is no pushover. On the other side, he's got a quick trigger, very deep range, and he's just a heady, gritty player. He plays very physical. So it will definitely tax Steph defensively if they're matched up. He will have to use energy fighting around screens and picking him up well beyond the 3-point arc. It should be a fun matchup, but I expect it eventually to change as Steph heats up during the series. Second question. Will Klay Thompson be able to take advantage of his size against the San Antonio backcourt? Obviously, Tony Parker is gone for the season, or presumably for the rest of his career. But you're looking at either, like I said, Patty Mills or Danny Green. Danny Green's a terrific defender, but let's be honest, he's still 6'4", 6'5", going up against a 6'7", 230-pound Klay Thompson. These guys have had great matchups in the past, and Danny Green always engaged. You're not gonna catch any defensive lapse of awareness. He's not gonna fall asleep and let Klay pop out for shots. He's gonna fight around screens very well. But the problem is, everybody knows when Klay Thompson gets hot, it really doesn't matter if there's a hand in his face or not. We've seen them ISO him in the block a little bit here and there, but the question will be is, can he get going on a tough defender in Danny Green? And when he does, what kind of answer will the Spurs have? Question 3, how effective will Kawhi Leonard be in this series? I assume he's going to start on KD, who historically is a San Antonio Spur killer. Now Kawhi, I touched on this in my previous video, the lateral movement is going to be where he's affected, and the way Golden State spreads the floor and the 3-point line, it'll be interesting to see how long he stays on KD. Again, where do you hide him? If Steph gets going, in the past, we've seen Pop put Kawhi on Steph. Will he have the lateral quickness? And will KD continue to kill the Spurs? I'm guessing he will. Question 4, can LaMarcus Aldridge find a rhythm against the Defensive Player of the Year in Draymond Green? Now, I read an article on Bleacher Report about a month ago where Draymond was talking about how he guards different guys. And it was interesting that he said LaMarcus yields position. LaMarcus is such a big guy, such a big frame, doesn't fight for position in the block. You can push him out as far as you want because he has the turnaround over both shoulders. He says he likes to bump him, break his rhythm, and then rip at the ball low because he knows he can't get the shot at its peak. And again, looking at the past, Draymond has really dominated this matchup. Another problem with this matchup for San Antonio is the way Draymond's shooting the 3-ball. You know, LaMarcus obviously doesn't want to come out to the perimeter and challenge that, and that could be a huge problem, just yielding that 3-ball to Draymond. Ask Quinn Snyder how that worked out for Utah. Question 5, can Pau Gasol and Zaza Pachulia stay on the floor? I presume that this matchup will start with the 2 traditional centers, but small ball will be at play early and often in this series. Pau, a great offensive rebounder. It's on defense where it causes trouble for San Antonio. We love to put him in that pick and roll. And again, another guy that can't move laterally or help in the pick and roll, and our guards ate them up. Remember in that 22-point comeback in San Antonio late in the season. So I don't know how much Pau or Zaza will play. We may need Zaza with that big front line if they start killing us on the glass, and it'll be interesting to see if they have any effect, or should I say if they are a factor at all in this series. Question 6, can Manu Ginobili continue his success? Now, he's going to match up against Iguodala and Sean Livingston. At this point in Manu's career, he's doing it with all basketball IQ. He has very funky timing. You know, he's just such a unique player, but at this point, like I said, he's just outthinking the opponent. And that was one thing to do that against Houston's guards. It's another thing to do it against two of the highest IQ defensive players in the league in Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala. That said, I expect Manu to struggle greatly in this series and maybe find his role reduced as the series goes on. All right, one aspect I didn't touch on was Jonathan Simmons and DeJounte Murray. You saw these two young guards step in place of Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard in this Rockets series. What I think is going to happen is, as this series goes on, Pop is going to realize he cannot stay big and compete, so you're going to see these two young guards play more and more. They're good on-ball defenders, but their lack of experience in big game play will play a factor. All right, so those are the 6 questions in the would-be matchups for y'all. You know, I can't say sweep. I know a lot of people are very confident in this Warriors. One, I don't like jinxing the squad, you feel me? But, you know, Pop, I don't know what kind of crazy sorcery he's going to pull out. And you got to think San Antonio's going to get one in San Antonio. But my pick is Warriors in 5. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.